Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in again. Welcome back to my Final Fantasy XIV Patch 4.1 The Legend Returns story playthrough. I am standing here in Ul'dah, exactly where I left off at the end of the last video. I've had a bit of a break, I had some supper, and now I'm ready to continue. It's still Tuesday, October the 17th, 2017. And this video is going to feature the first time I've used this on my Final Fantasy video series, the Gracie Cat Cam. That's my cat Gracie. So you can watch her sleeping there in the cat bed while I play. So last time we had quite a long backstory with Nanamo Ul'Namo, the Sultan of Ul'dah, and her story with Raubahn. There's some question of whether Raubahn is going to stay in Ul'dah or whether he will go to Alamiga and I guess rule Alamiga. What will happen? I don't know. Let's find out. A Sultana's duty. Nanamo seems lost in thoughts of the past. A lot of these characters are lost in thought as you approach them. I don't know if anybody's noticed that. We must make haste. My absence will not go unnoticed by the Sultan Sworn for long, and there are other places I would visit. Oh, this is going to continue. To the Arzaneth ossuary. We are getting quite a bit of backstory here. Alright, this ossuary is near the Thaumaturge's Guild. So let's find the nearest ether whatever crystal, and head to the Thaumaturge Guild. And as luck would have it, it's daytime as I'm recording in Eorzea. I guess through the doors? No, not through the doors. Through these doors. Yep, this is the Thaumaturge Guild. The domain of the Lalafels. When the calamity threatened, Raubahn led the Alliance forces into battle on the plains of Cartano, and I remained here. I prayed with all my heart that Archon Louisoix would have the power to rouse the 12. Since that day, I have made a custom of visiting this shrine during each of my little excursions. Here I seek the blessing of Thal, reflect upon my choices, and ask myself if I am fulfilling my duties as Sultana. You are rightly celebrated as a champion because you have led the line in 100 battles for the good of Eorzea. In much the same way, I believe the measure of a monarch lies in how she leads her people in times of adversity. If I am to be a sultana worthy of the name, I cannot turn a blind eye to the troubles facing Ul'dah. I have chosen my path, Tia. With Alamigo now freed from imperial chains, I finally see a way to aid the refugees. Okay, what is it? Already, many displaced Alamigans seek to begin the long trek home. To facilitate that process, I have made a small contribution, an artisan's school in Ralga's Reach for any who wish to learn new trades. Realistically, however, it will take years for such training to yield tangible benefits. But we do not have years. These people will need shelter and employment if they are to survive, and this time the Ul'dah Treasury shall provide. Precisely where and how to allocate the necessary funds is, of course, another question. Hey, I hear that Alphino is going to be handing out funds for the poor, so maybe talk to him. Might you ask a member of the syndicate, why not seek the advice of one who employs refugees? Might you ask a member of the syndicate for advice? Meow, 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 meow. A wise suggestion. Mayhap a visit to the Gold Saucer is in order. Its proprietor is a member of the syndicate, and he is one of the few who pay refugees a fair wage. I wonder, are you acquainted with Godbert Manderville? Yeah, kind of, a little bit. Then I need not explain his eccentric nature. That's an understatement. Let us make our way to the landing, and I will see the word is sent to the Gold Saucer. Godbert should be only too glad to receive us. Huh, wow. Hildebrandt is making his way into the main scenario quest? At the airship landing. What's the best way to get to the landing? Let's go Chamber of Rule. I believe from here I can go up the steps, down this hallway, yes, to the lift attendant, who will take us to the airship landing. Blithesome businessman, what are you doing here? I've never had such fun. That Manderville chap certainly spared no expense with that saucer of his. Oh wait, Manderville is a different person, isn't it? Am I getting Manderville and Hildebrandt confused? I think I am. I have ridden aboard a public airship before, but this shall be my first visit to the Gold Saucer. I must confess to some excitement. Okay. What? Oh, so now I just go to the saucer. Can I just take an airship and... Yeah, let's just go... Let's take an airship and go cheap. Let's take the cheap business class travel. Lots of transition screens in this part of the story. Hello, rabbit women. She's staring at everything. I had heard descriptions of its splendor, but I never dreamed it would be so bright and inviting. Yeah, that's it. No, I couldn't possibly. We did not come here to fritter away the royal coin. Godbert will be expecting us. Come, let us head directly to the lounge and ignore these gaudy temptations. Oh, just gamble a little bit of the people's money away. Nobody will know. I won't tell anybody. Where the heck am I going? I guess we're going around the corner. Pardon me. And into a blocked door. Okay. Can someone, anyone, show me to the privy? I'm like to explode. Okay, so I don't know where I'm going. Let's go back to the Aetheryte and see if we can find a nearby crystal. Wonder Square West. I don't come in here very often, to be honest. I don't think I've actually been in here for probably over a year. I used to play the lottery thing, but then I just got bored with it. I never won, so why bother? As with the real lottery, why bother? Just throwing money away. I believe this is where we are to meet Master Mandeville. Shall we sit while we await his coming? Sure. Here he is. My apologies, Your Grace. I have kept you waiting. No apologies are necessary, Godbert. My request was sudden, and you were kind to make yourself available at such short notice. When my son's good friend and the Sultana herself came calling, there is no more important engagement. I think I said that wrong. As to the purpose of my visit, I would have your thoughts on how the Crown might best aid the refugees residing in Thanalan. You are aware, I'm sure, that many of Alamigo's displaced sons and daughters long to return to their newly liberated homeland, and you are also aware of how they will suffer without shelter and work to sustain them. I would use our nation's wealth to spare them that suffering. What advice have you for me on the matter of how it might best be distributed? The unusual circumstances of our meeting and your Grace's choice of companion would suggest to me a desire for an honest and unvarnished opinion. I shall give you one. My advice to you is stop. Taxing Uldar's wealth to save Alamigan refugees is a terrible, terrible idea. Oh? You oppose my proposition? Most emphatically. I agree with your Grace that the refugees must have housing and employment, but what profit is there for Uldar in this arrangement? Profit? After all you have done for Girabanya's displaced, I thought you the very last person to seek to benefit from their misfortune. Forgive me, Your Grace, but you appear to be laboring under a misapprehension. It is a fine endeavor to support one's fellow man. I fear, however, that your stance is one born of pity. Your intent is to save the refugees, is it not? Well, I guess. Maybe. For all our potential, we are indolent creatures by nature. If unconditional charity is all we know, then we begin to rely upon it, to expect it. And then we must consider Uldar's own poor and downtrodden. Should they hear of you spending the nation's coin, not to improve their lot, but to nurture the distant citizens of Alamigo, it is unlikely they will applaud your generosity. Surely it is not your Grace's intention to foster new resentments, but to spread goodwill? Yeah. Indeed. Then any support I pledge to the refugees must promote self-sufficiency, whilst also serving the interests of the people of Uldar. Exactly so. Such an arrangement will create a far more equitable relationship with the returning Alamigans, even as it generates the revenue required to win the approval of your subjects. Okay. You have given me much to ponder, Master Mandeville. I thank you for your candor. As you wish. Yay! Let's talk some more while the camera pans up. A Sultana's Duty. Quest complete. Well, didn't quite go the way you thought there, Nanamo, did it? Nanamo. I'm never going to get that name right. A Sultana's resolve. Nanamo appears to be reassessing her plans. Prophet! The thought never even crossed my mind. But standing about lamenting my naivete will not do anyone any good. I shall consider my lesson learned and press on. Tia, are you perchance acquainted with any successful merchants? If my attempt at philanthropy is obliged to reap a profit, it would seem wise to consult someone with a knack for business. Meow, 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 meow. Ordinarily, I would not trust any agent of the East Aldenard Trading Company, but if you hold this Hancock fellow in high esteem, I am content to be led by you. You may repay my faith by journeying to distant Kugani and speaking with him on my behalf. Eager though I am to visit those shores, I have not the leisure for a lengthy sea voyage. Now, assuming you will travel as adventurers are wont to do, I shall await your report by the Aetherite in Uldar. A fair journey to you, Tia, and a swift one, if you please. So she knows I ain't taking no boat, then. Alright, we're going back to Kugani. Let's open up the map. Click on Hingashi. Click on Kugani. This is going to cost us 699 gil for this transport to Kugani. I haven't been in Kugani in a while. Alright, sorry I muted the mic there for a bit while my dog was wandering around drinking water and stuff. She's settled on the couch now. One day I'm going to have a Bella cam as well. I have to get a second camera for that, I guess. Then I'll have a complex switching mechanism to switch between the dog and the cat. Maybe, probably not. Hancock, you old so-and-so. Tia, to what do I owe the pleasure? Or are you here on business? Meow, 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 meow. I beg your pardon. Her Grace the Sultana would have my opinion on how best to invest the wealth of Uldar. My dear Tia, I have to thank you for this recognition, I am sure. I have you to thank for this recognition, I'm sure, and I am flattered that you came to me, truly flattered. But why settle for a lowly apprentice when you could have the master? Upon matters of profit, there is no living soul better qualified to advise Her Grace than Chairman Lolorito, a man whose morning exertions are said to fill his garderobe with gold. What is a garderobe? I should be happy to arrange a meeting for you, say at the Scion's former headquarters in Thanalan. The Waking Sands would seem a suitably neutral venue for negotiations, don't you think? Fare you well, Tia, and may your dealings prove fruitful. I really don't remember what his voice sounded like, so I just kind of made something up there. You will not find a shrewder merchant than Chairman Lolorito. Would that I could be present to witness the back and forth of your coming negotiations. Oh, our old nemesis, Lolorito. The one that forced us out of Ul'dah and caused indirectly, if not directly, the deaths of some of our companions, tried to overthrow the Sultana. What irony that we should go to Lolorito for help. I'm sure this will not be lost on Lolorito. What? I'm back already? Wait, wasn't I supposed to talk to Lolorito? I guess we're talking to the Sultana first. Welcome back, Tia. Did your merchant friend have any useful advice to share? Yeah, kind of. Meow, 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 meow. With Lolorito? Not Lolorito. Lolorito. Lolito is a totally different thing. And you agreed to this? I am well aware of his standing in the field of business, but I had hoped to keep the monetarists at arm's length, and him in particular. Nay, I cannot live in fear of the man. I must learn how to treat with him if I am to rule Ul'dah effectively. Very well. I will meet with Lolorito. Let us go on ahead to the Waking Sands and prepare for his coming. We are just traveling all over the world. Oh, wow, okay. We just teleported here automatically. Anybody else here at the Waking Sands? Slafswiz. I don't know you. I knew you'd proven them accusations wrong, so I just hunkered down until the storm had passed. No sense in wasting energy on battles you've got no need of fighting. Okay, whatever you say. He must be a loyal scion of the Seventh Dawn. So this is where the scions first congregated. I have heard many tales, but never had occasion to visit. To work, then. The hour of the meeting draws near, and I would gather my thoughts. Pray see to it that we have the appointed room to ourselves. Okay, will do. Dog is walking around again.
A personal summons from the scions. This must be important business indeed. Though, if it concerns anything so underhand as an assassination, I fear I can be of little help.
That grin of his. That evil grin.
You have made your point. 'Tis indeed unsettling to find oneself seated across from an impassive mask.
Ha.
There, would this better please your grace? Or should I address you as Lady Lilira?
Smirk. They always move the face off camera.
Nay, the deception has served its purpose. I am glad to see you found amusement in my little jest, Lord Lolorito, but shall we proceed to the business at hand?
When they take off masks, they always move off camera to do that.
By all means. I must say I'm most eager to hear your proposal.
Simply put, I would aid the refugees camped in Thanalan in their efforts to return to Alamigo. The reparations you paid in the wake of your earlier misdemeanors will be used to fund the endeavor, together with the fortune seized from the late Teleji Adeleji's estate. But this plan is not intended to benefit the displaced alone. I would make of this an investment which shall enrich Uldar and Alamigo both. And who better to consult on matters of profit than the wealthiest man in all of Thanalan? I beseech you then, Lord Lolorito, share with us your mercantile wisdom.
I think I was wrong earlier. I think it was that Teleji Adelijo guy that was responsible for all the bad stuff in Ul'dah. I think Lord Lolorito was a part of it somehow, but I don't quite remember how.
Ah, 'twould seem your grace has matured beyond acts of earnest yet misplaced charity. Pray tell me more. To summarize, in return for facilitating the repatriation of refugees and assisting in the establishment of new industry in Alamigo, you ask that a proportion of all subsequent profits be promised to Ul'dah.
Nicely summarized.
Ha! I am impressed, Your Grace. 'Tis an elegant solution, albeit one lacking certain crucial details, specifically which industry and where.
How swiftly you identified the weakness in my plan, just as I knew you would. Your travels have taken you across the length and breadth of Gir Abania, and you know the land far better than I. Which of the settlements you visited would best provide a home for our refugees? Which has the greatest potential to flourish, given the appropriate investment?
Oh, I was afraid they were going to ask me this. And I'm like, I have no idea. I actually was not even really paying attention to the scheme that these two were talking about. I just heard like money, 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 trade, 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 economics, economics. Didn't really... I'm just going to pick one at random. I don't even know what the Saltery is. I'm going to say Aligiri. Wait, no, Alagana. I feel like Alagana is that one dusty village that I remember, where there was that one woman who had a really bad experience with the Imperials. I'm gonna pick that one. I think that was Alagana. Meow, 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 meow.
Yes, Quarry Town certainly does carry the potential for profit. At least it would do were it situated anywhere near a lucrative market. It would cost more to transport the materials than they are worth, in my humble opinion.
Oh, well, okay. I guess I don't have any agency here. Well, what about Aligiri?
Yes, if a stable trade route can be established between Ul'dah and Alamigo, then Aligiri would once more become an important waypoint. But while such growth would greatly benefit its current residents, I'm afraid it could sustain little beyond that.
Well, what about the darn Saltery then? Clearly you want me to say the Saltery. Meow, 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 meow.
Ah, yes, that desolate little village on the shore of Loch Seld. I know the Saltery and its products well. The Imperial invasion brought an end to their more widespread distribution, much to the dismay of many a wealthy gourmand, myself included. Salt has ever been a transformative ingredient, and in this instance, I dare say, it could transform a modicum of effort into a mountain of gil.
The local citizens will need to be consulted, of course, but I trust the East Aldenar Trading Company can be relied upon to provide its assistance in negotiating a mutually beneficial arrangement.
Naturally, Your Grace. I shall dispatch representatives well versed in the extraction of this white gold and wring every last ons of profit from its production. The Loch's bounty will contribute to Alamigo's enrichment, whilst easing the burden on the bull's aching shoulders. Just as Your Grace desired.
He saw through her plan. Was I so transparent?
A deal is struck then.
Well done, everyone. Nods all around. We've done it. I fear it will be many years before I feel comfortable taking part in such negotiations. But I shall not complain. We have piqued Lolorito's interest and secured his invaluable expertise. Thank you, Tia. I could not have done it without you. Alright. Again, I'm gonna skip all the food. Just take the money. I'm at 31 minutes here. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna try to keep these videos about 30 minutes each. 35 minutes, roughly. Thank you again for watching. I will be back next time to continue more of patch 4.1. See you later.